As the fierce heat of the day starts to ebb, it's time to get ready. Last-minute grooming, final checks on saddles and stirrups. And then out into the arena, here in northern Gaza. Given the territory's recent history of conflict, blockade and economic crisis, it's perhaps a surprise to find young people here competing in what, around the world, is viewed as an elitist sport. AHMED AL-AZZAZI is aiming himself to be an elite show jumper. Taking advantage of the recent opening of Gaza's southern crossing with Egypt, he travelled to Jordan and then Germany, excelling in 2 five-nation tournaments.
My ambition is to compete internationally. In the recent tournaments, I won first and second places. Some competitions allow us to qualify for the World Cup, but we've missed out on so many because of the siege and the closure of the crossings.
This is final training for a Gaza-wide competition. Unlike many sports in this conservative society, here girls and boys train and compete together. The contests are split according to the heights of the jumps, not the competitor's gender.
There's no difference. We're like brothers and sisters, and I'm ready to compete. Society does ban women from doing a few things that contradict traditions, but I don't care. I'll continue.
But the egalitarianism only goes so far. This is an activity reserved for the very few in Gaza who can afford it. Stabling costs about $200 a month. Some of the horses, imported from Israel, even Europe, are worth thousands. Most of Gaza's horses are used for heavy labour, not sport. Unemployment stands at 44%. More than half the population relies on food aid. All around the world, this is a sport that carries connotations of elitism and wealth. But here in Gaza, more than most places, the contrast between scenes like this and the realities of daily life for so many is particularly stark. Trainer AHMED RAMZI says working with horses helps children who, no matter their relative wealth, have had childhoods marred by conflict and siege. But he says the costs are becoming harder to sustain.
Even well-off families are now reducing their expenses, including on this sport. Many will send their son to get trained, but when they reach a certain level with competition and fees and so on, then they stop.
A few days later, and it's competition time. Relatives, friends, nervous parents line the side of the arena. Star rider Ahmed is finding his horse, Carver Gold, a bit hot to handle. He places third.
I did my best and I trained very well, and I hope next time to win a better place.
It's the kind of attitude required of young athletes around the world, but perhaps especially of those growing up in Gaza. Harry Fawcett, Al Jazeera, Gaza.